Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome back to Grow and Glow, where stories don't just inspire you, they awaken something powerful inside. Let me ask you a question. How often do we waste our time waiting for the perfect moment? Waiting for motivation, for luck, or for someone to push us? But here's the truth. Life doesn't reward those who wait. It rewards those who move. Today's story will remind you why you should never sit idle again, and how small actions can shape a great destiny. The story: the lazy young man and the old farmer. Once upon a time, there was a young man named Ethan who lived in a small village. He dreamed of success, a big house, wealth, respect. But he always said, "I'll start tomorrow. Today, I'm just too tired." He would spend his days sleeping under the tree near his home, watching others work, farmers, craftsmen, shopkeepers, and muttering, "They work too hard. What's the point?" One afternoon, an old farmer passed by and saw him lying there. The farmer smiled gently and said, "Son, if you keep waiting for the right time, you'll spend your whole life waiting." Ethan laughed. "Old man, I'll work when I'm ready, not now." The farmer didn't argue. He just said, "Then, come see me tomorrow at sunrise. I'll show you something important about time." Ethan shrugged but agreed, mostly out of curiosity. The lesson of the seeds. The next morning, Ethan arrived at the farmer's field. The old man handed him a handful of seeds and said, "Plant these today, and you'll eat next season. But if you delay, even by a week, the rain will pass and the soil will harden." Ethan rolled his eyes. "It's just a few days. What difference could that make?" He tossed the seeds aside and went back home to rest. Weeks passed. When he returned, he saw the old farmer's field blooming with green plants, while his side of the land was dry and cracked. Ethan felt regret and asked, "Is it too late to plant now?" The old man shook his head slowly. "It's never too late to start. But remember, every day you wait, your harvest moves one day further away." The turning point. That night, Ethan couldn't sleep. He looked at his empty field and realized how much time he had wasted. The next morning, before the sun rose, he got up and started digging. He worked until his hands bled, but for the first time, his heart felt alive. Every morning after that, he worked a little more, sometimes in the heat, sometimes in the rain. Villagers laughed. Ethan's finally trying to be a farmer, but he didn't care. Months passed, and when harvest season came, his field was filled with golden crops waving into the wind. He ran to the old farmer and said, "You were right. Hard work doesn't just grow crops, it grows me." The farmer smiled kindly. "Yes, son. The moment you stopped sitting idle, life began to move with you." The wisdom of the story. Time waits for no one. Every minute wasted becomes a seed that never grows. 2. Hard work is never lost. Even when results take time, effort builds character. 3. Action creates clarity. You don't need to see the whole path, just take the first step. 4. Excuses are thieves of dreams. The more you delay, the further your destiny moves away. 5. Discipline is freedom. When you master your time, you master your life. Years later, Ethan became one of the most respected men in the region. When young villagers came asking for advice, he would hand them a few seeds and say, "These seeds are like time. If you plant them now, they'll feed your future. But if you wait, they'll dry in your hand." They often smiled politely, not realizing that every moment they delayed was another opportunity lost. Ethan would look toward his golden fields, the same soil that once stood empty, and whisper, "Don't wait for the perfect time. The perfect time is now." Thank you for listening to this story on Grow and Glow. If this story inspired you to take action today, to start that goal, build that dream, or simply move forward, please like, comment, and share this video with someone who needs a little push to get started. And don't forget to subscribe to Grow and Glow for more motivational and life-changing stories every week. Because when you stop sitting idle, you don't just grow, you glow.